So a couple years ago, I was on Instagram, and I was suddenly shown an advertisement promoting a collaboration between a brand I had never heard of and Garfield. And as a massive Garfield fan, I was interested, and I clicked on the link, and I checked out all this stuff that this brand was selling. And so, as a joke, I then messaged the brand, and I said to them, "Hello, I am a Garfield influencer, and I would like to influence by showing your product on camera." I have on occasion sent something along those lines to various, accounts and brands doing Garfield things to be like, "Hey, I'm a Garfield influencer, hit me up, send me free stuff." And it never works. It never works. For some reason, no one will take the idea of being a Garfield influencer seriously. But this one brand did, and they immediately asked for an address so they could send me stuff. The only problem was that mainly as a brand, their deal is like selling girl clothes and girl things. And so they asked me for my, my sizes. And I told them, I'm 6'3 3/4. I'm 350 pounds. And I am a man, so I don't think they ended up sending me any clothes, but they sent me a bunch of other random stuff that they happened to sell on the site because they were really trying to do a bunch of crazy stuff with the brand. And they shipped it out, and I got excited, and I was waiting for all that to arrive. And then I logged on to a different social media app. I logged on to Twitter, where I saw that every other Garfield influencer on the website was furious that Garfield would do a collaboration with this brand. And that brand was Dolls Kill. Because I'm a guy and I'm not really invested in brands that are exclusively like clothing brands for women, I didn't know about the drama that was going on with Dolls Kill, and I guess it's still ongoing. But basically, if you didn't know, Dolls Kill had a controversy where their founder posted a bunch of weird, vague stuff about how she doesn't support, the protests against police brutality and Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff. And this led to a lot of people calling the brand racist and offensive and calling for a boycott. And the brand went into damage control after waiting a little bit too long and put out a bunch of statements, donated a bunch of money. And it turns out that it happened a year before, I had slid into their DMs to say, "Hello, I'm a Garfield influencer." So, seeing that everyone on the internet but me knows about this company and doesn't like them, it did not invigorate me to actually fulfill my promise and to, unbox all the free stuff they sent me. So, pretty much, this giant box of Garfield merchandise from this brand has been sitting in the corner of my filming set for, I guess, 3 years. It might be 2 years, but I think it's 3. It's just been sitting in the corner, and I've had other stuff, other bins stacked on top of it. It is crushed to hell. And right now, I'm trying to downsize. And so I've decided I'm going to go ahead and unbox this for 2 main reasons. For 3 main reasons, actually. So number 1 is I'm probably going to be critical of a lot of this stuff. Number 2 is they're not even selling this stuff, so I'm not even influencerizing for them because all this stuff is defunct. It's all gone. Number 3 is I really want to start being realistic about all the stuff I own and what I need to, give to Goodwill or donate or get rid of in one way or another. So I think I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and do the video right now. And we're going to go through all this. And yeah, I apologize that I ever ended up with this stuff. Right now, I think I'm going to try and give most of it away. Towards the middle of this month, there's going to be kind of a Garfield gathering where a bunch of Garfield collectors are going to get together. And you had to, RSVP ahead of time, so it's too late to get in the party now. But yeah, I'm going to that. I did RSVP, and I'm basically going to bring a bunch of stuff that I want to get rid of. And I'm hoping I can offload all this because I'm not planning on having room to bring it home. Alright, here it is. This is the box. This is the box of stuff they sent me for free. This is the... Shit. This is the Dolls Kill. This is the Kill Dolls. I was supposed to influence all this stuff years ago, and I didn't. So here we go. We're gonna influence a little. Except not, because we've agreed that that would be bad. Did you hear about this? Did you hear that these dolls, they kill? I didn't know that. If I had known these dolls kill people, I never would have gotten into this. So the main thing that Dolls Kills was selling was they were selling like clothing for girls. If you want to look like a hipster, but you want to spend too much money. But as I'm a guy, none of the clothes they had would fit me, so I believe they mostly sent me, like, just household items that, you know, to have around, which is cool because these are hard to find usually. So here's the first thing. This is a gigantic Garfield pillow, it says. For years, every time I opened this, I assumed this was a bathroom, like, rug. But apparently no, apparently this is a giant pillow, and it is not very fluffy at all. But yeah, so that's what that is. That's a giant... Oh, that's actually a little comfortable. If you had another pillow underneath that, I think that'd be just okay. But what about this size? I feel like if you slept like this, you'd just wake up with, like, Garfield's face indented on yours. I don't know. But, yeah. There's a running theme here, which we'll establish when we're a little further into the box. What the hell is a velour pillow? Ladies, do you know what a velour pillow is? Is that girl talk? What the hell's a velour pillow? So this is another pillow. This one's more manageable, I think. I'm getting the vibe that these aren't supposed to be usable pillows. These are supposed to be like decorative pillows for when you're so rich you just got like a couple beds and couches that you don't use. But you're such a weirdo that you want them all to be Garfield themed, but you want them to be purely decorative, so you just get these fancy pillows, you know? And I don't know. I feel like if I want pillows of these characters, I want them to be more than just very generic stock art on the front, nothing on the back, you know what I mean? But it's hard for me to judge because I wouldn't buy those kinds of pillows in the first place. Those velour... Whatever it said, the velour pillows. This is a Garfield lasagna dish. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this box. It's like this. Huh. Well, oh my god, it is. That is a lasagna dish for cooking lasagna. And it's Garfield themed. Huh. I didn't know they sent this. I didn't know this was ever a thing. Oddly on brand. I've never heard of this before. I've never heard of there being an official Garfield lasagna pan. Now, I don't like lasagna, so, you know, I'm sure I'm going to be able to find another Garfield collector who desperately wants to own this. But, for now, I don't... Yeah, and it's also like, you know what I mean? Like, that could break at any point, so I'm going to put this right back in the styrofoam. Next up, we have this. I don't know what any of this is. Paw at Me Backpack. It says Paw at Me Backpack. Let's figure out what that is. What the hell? Oh. It's a little... From this perspective, it's unsettling. It just looks like, you know, something someone would have in, like, a secret room in their home. From this angle, it is, once again... Garfield stock art I've seen a million times. But yeah, that is a backpack. You could choose to wear it if you wanted to. But it's just, I feel like with Garfield novelty backpacks, there's been so many of them recently, and this is not up to that par. I'm not even going to fully put this back in the wrapping, because I think it's fine. So will anyone be mad if there's one or two things in this set that I am kind of going to keep? You know what I mean? I know that I should have Googled these guys to see if they were problematic before I said yes to them. But I kept the stuff for years. You can't buy this stuff anymore, so I'm not promoting an active thing they're selling. And this is pretty cool. This is one of the rare W's from this merchandising deal, I think. This is really, really, really cool and really, really funny. So let's see if I can get these on. Now, you're thinking, Quentin, what are these? Just like bad puppets? Nope. They're oven mitts. These are Garfield and Odie oven mitts. So you go in the oven, you go like, oh, I've got the thing. And that's what those are. Those are oven mitts. That is so fantastic. If it fit me, if I had small women hands, no offense, ladies, and they actually looked right, these would be so charming. My hands are a little too big for them. But those are so great. Come on. Like, if you saw these at Walmart, you'd get them, right? You know, just come on. You know, I didn't pay for them. I got them for free. So I think I'm going to keep these, okay? They're fun. Look at that. Can you say no to that face? Okay, so this is the big one I was expecting. I remember seeing this on the website. I just kind of got to get it out. So this is... I can't even show this all on camera at once. This right here is the big thing I was expecting. This is a gigantic Garfield carpet. You can't even hear me now, but... it's a Garfield carpet, and it is huge. Yeah, this is a big one, and it's fun, and I don't see this stock art often, but it's too big. Like, I don't, you know, I'm not gonna, like, put this in my bathroom, you know what I mean? And also, as a carpet, it's so very, like, not fluffy or absorbent feeling. So I don't even think it's a bathroom carpet. I think this is like for your living room, and even then, it's not super high quality. But there you go. That's what that is, and I'm sure somebody will want that at the Garfield gathering I'm going to. Now I got to roll this back up. Next up, this is one of the pièces de résistance of the website. This is an exclusive Garfield plushie. The only Garfield plushie made by the brand. And this is what you got to remember at the time this all came out. Nickelodeon had just bought Garfield. We were in a massive Garfield drought. This was one of the first like Nickelodeon era collaborations. So this was one of the first Nickelodeon era Garfield plushies that we actually got at the end of the day. And so this was a really big deal. The quality is interesting. The whiskers are very strange. I don't know how to describe them. They're like backpack material. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and give you a rundown on what I consider like the big things in terms of what makes a good Garfield plushie. So there's basically like 5 things, okay? Number 1, I love a Garfield plushie that's in an outfit. This isn't a very good outfit, but still, you know, if you're selling Garfield as a firefighter, Garfield dressed up for Halloween, you know, Garfield as a superhero, that kind of thing. Those are my favorite kinds of Garfield plushies. This is a Garfield in a shirt, so it's kind of pulling that off. Next up, I like to have Garfield plushies that have hard material, usually plastic. This nose is not plastic, I think, but it is a hard material, so that helps bring the material on the face together. It looks pretty good. Next up, obviously, I want all my Garfield plushies to be kind of on model. I actually don't mind if they're a little goofy looking, but if they're goofy looking in the wrong way, it really throws it off. This one is very comfortably on model to the comics. And the next thing is that I want my Garfield plushies to be a good material and a good feeling to like the plumpness. This material is very good. It's very plump. I've seen Garfield plushies that are made of like beanbag material, and I don't like those at all. So I think in a lot of ways this plush is pulling off something really, really good. Finally, the last thing, Garfield stripes, which are on the back of his head, are meant to wrap around to the front of his face so you can see the stripes end from the front of his head. Now, this is a very difficult thing for a lot of Garfield merchandise to accomplish, and if you look at this one, you can very clearly see why, because, I mean, if you look here at the stitching, this is a seam, this is a seam, so this is one piece of material, and then the same here, this is one piece of material, so if it's stitched like that, it's impossible for these stripes to stretch all the way to here. And that means when you see Garfield from the front, he doesn't have his stripes on the front of his face. When you see him from the back, he's got the stripes, but they look so pathetically small. And that little detail can really start to bother you if you're a Garfield collector, if you just fail to have the stripes wrap all the way around. And again, I understand why it's hard, but it's just something that stops so many good Garfield plushies from being great. And up close here, you can see kind of the weird material on these whiskers. Like I said, it's kind of backpack material. And otherwise, I think it's a fine plushie. It's good plump, good material, but things like that really bother you when you have as many Garfields as I do. Real quick, that Garfield plushie also came with these white stickers. They're like stripes, but they're white. I don't understand what this is for. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with this. I'm putting it back in the box. Oh, joy. Joy to the world. Joy. There's just a giant screw in here. Thanks, Dolls Kill. Thanks, guys. Giant industrial screw. Hope that's not something load-bearing at the factory, because I got this. For 3 years, I own this. Hope that wasn't something that specifically takes 3 years to mess up. Heyo. This one also says Garfield lasagna dish. I was like, did I put it back in the box? Did I put the tape back on? This is the exact same thing. They sent me 2 Garfield lasagna dishes. Yum yum. Gotta get to cooking. Gotta start using these. Alright, so, final thing. This is the only thing I took out of the box several years ago. It's just been sitting in the corner of my apartment somewhere. This is a Garfield lamp. You see there it says Garfield. And then here, the base is Garfield as well. And I can't tell you if this bit lights up, but I don't think it does. I do have a light in it. Okay, there you go. Lights up. Lights up. Lights up real good. Looks good. Lights up. Says Garfield. It works. Gonna unplug it now. So yeah, that is all of the stuff from the Garfield Dolls Kills Garfield collab from several years ago. That's all the stuff they had that wasn't girl clothes, I guess. And they did include a receipt. It would have been really expensive to get all that myself. So they sent me a bunch of really expensive stuff for free. It sat in the corner of my room because they were going through a massive controversy and I was not in the know. And to be honest, I think I just forgot. So the moral of this story is, if you're watching this video and you are working with a brand that's doing a Garfield collaboration, I am a Garfield YouTuber, and in 3 to 5 years, I will do a free review of your product if you send it to me for free. So hit me up on my Instagram or at contactquentinreviews@gmail.com. And I will get back to you, and I'll make a killer second channel video trying my best to distance myself from everything you represent, apparently. With that aside, I'm looking forward to the gathering. I'm going to be going to the Garfield gathering in Indiana, and I'm going to be trying to basically get rid of as much of this as I can. I'm just going to be offloading it. Basically, it's going to be like if somebody comes up to me and there's like, hey, I'll give you, to be honest, I don't think I want money for this stuff. I think I'm just going to be like, who wants it? I think I know who might want the lasagna dishes, and I need to apologize to them because I missed the last Garfield gathering. So I'll probably let them keep one of the lasagna dishes, and then when it gets to the part of the whole thing where we're going around room to room, I'll try and, we'll try and see who wants all this stuff. But, yeah, this is all stuff that I was sent. And like I said, basically, I think I'm going to keep the lamp. And I think I'm going to keep the oven mitts. I forgot to establish what the big overarching theme of all these things are. The big overarching theme is that a lot of Garfield merchandise in the modern era is just stock photos I've seen a million times plastered onto something, and I don't care. If that's what it is, I don't care. Because I'm just bored of the same goddamn 10 stock images from the Garfield brand. And then everyone doing, we're going to do the craziest collaboration that shows we understand Garfield. And it's just that photo of Garfield doing this, like painted onto the side of something. And it's like, you don't know what Garfield's about. You use the same goddamn 10 stock photos. And I think that's the big recurring theme with this set. I don't think, nothing here is unique enough to justify taking up space in my collection. And it's all images that I've seen before, and the quality, besides from that, is not very good. I found with Garfield collectors that often we will use Garfield merchandise, you know, if it's high enough quality. If you give me a Garfield, dish towel or something like that, I'll use it. But I just felt like I wasn't impressed with the quality of a lot of this stuff. And, yeah, I'm excited now that we're years past this moment in the history, that it feels like we are in a more unique, exciting era of the Garfield brand. A lot of people are not happy about that, of course. A lot of people are like, well, this isn't what Garfield is. Garfield is the same 10 stock photos forever. But on a merchandising side of things, I'm so happy that we're getting unique stuff that feels new. It feels worth having, Even something like this. The stripes aren't quite long enough, but it comes very close to matching all my rules for a good Garfield. And look at this. Look how cute it is that his gut sticks out. I mean, the fabric's material, beautiful. This is for the Garfield movie, by the way. Look at the whiskers. You can see the quality of the whiskers, fantastic. I have so many other things I've got for this movie, and I'm just very happy with the quality of the merchandise we're getting from this. And to be honest, the movie's not perfect. I'm hoping the sequel will improve on so many elements. One day I will probably make a main channel video talking about all this. But the big thing is that I'm so happy that we're just getting new Garfield stuff that doesn't feel completely derivative. And new Garfield merchandise that matches so much of what I've been looking for. I mean, here's another thing. Here's this. Look at that. That's fantastic. It matches a lot of my rules. It doesn't have, distinct hard pieces, but it is basically a pillow. It's actually a blanket. This is a holder for a blanket. I mean, look at the quality of that. Look at how the stripes wrap around. It's so instantly Garfield, even though they've tweaked the design. I'm so happy to be in this era of Garfield right now, rather than what we just looked at, which is just feels like we're just going through the motions. You know what I mean? Anyways, my mic crapped out while I was recording this, so we're gonna have to switch to camcorder audio halfway through. But thank you guys so much for watching. It's been fun to record these little off-the-cuff videos some nights just to kind of document me trying to find stuff to do. I'm putting up shelves. I'm downsizing a lot of the junk I have. And I'm trying to figure out how to fill up the day when I'm not, working on these insane breakdown things. But I'm doing quite well, I think. And I'm bored. I'm not overworking myself. I am bored. But I think I've concluded this video 4 or 5 times now. So with that, I've been Quentin Reed 2s, and that's all you need.